Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Hi, I'm Mand. So today's video is a VR reaction, as you can tell, to Amidst the Grey, her video on the coffee house decks. And for those of you who've been with me will know how much I love coffee, as in to the point I have one here. It's a cappuccino. I absolutely live on coffee, so I knew I had to watch this, or I've watched a couple of videos, but I also had to do a VR to this as well because it sounded so much fun. I hope I'm doing it right, but let's get the boring stuff out of the way. If you haven't already and you would love to be part of the family, I'd love you to hit the subscribe button. Love to have you here. Also hit the like if you love these videos. Let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite coffee? I like strong, good coffee. So I can be a bit of a coffee snob sometimes. But yeah, hit the bell if you want to be notified when I upload. I am trying to get 2 videos up a week now. Please don't mind my stomach. I have yet to have some lunch. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. But yeah, so let's get into it. Otherwise there's going to be a ridiculous long video. I will hopefully remember to put the tag down below, and yeah, it's so exciting to see other people's decks of choice. So the first one is the Espresso Shot, a deck that's strong, punchy, and gets straight to the point. So I had to think about this. I actually had to think about a few of these decks because some of them I haven't worked with some time, or for some time, to be completely transparent. So the one I actually picked was the Dark Wood Tarot. I'm trying not to burn anything here, so sorry I can't fit it completely in frame. But yes, this is by Sasha Graham and the art is by Abigail Larson. There's a nice chunky guidebook. I'm pretty sure I talked about this deck in another video somewhere. I'm not sure which one, but this deck, oh my goodness me, not too gone on the backs, but you know what, like that's not the be all and end all. It's the artwork on this. Oh, hello, 3 of Swords. What a lovely card to start with. So yes, this is a strong, punchy, straight to the point deck, as we can see. I adore the artwork on this. This is a very I'll actually turn these over, strong deck. If I want my ass kicked, this is the deck that I will go to. So as you probably have guessed, I don't go to it too often because, to be fair, it does put me back in my place. And I love this deck. There's something so magical and whimsical, and like, please don't take the cartoons as kind of like wishy-washy, you know, kind of childish, because it's not. Trust me, the guidebook in this is phenomenal. Like, I still do consider myself somewhat new to tarot, even though I've been using tarot for like years, but I'm still learning the meanings. I feel like oracle cards and meanings come to me quicker because I use it far more intuitive, but with the tarot I do like to respect the structure, even though I do sometimes read it very intuitively. But this is definitely a deck that is strong and to the point. So the next one is the Drip, and that's a deck that's simple, accessible, and gets the job done. And the one I chose for this one was the Light Sears Tarot. For me, this is like just simple, like when I'm just looking for that guidance. I'm pretty sure everybody has talked about this deck. I love it. It is literally to the point. It gets the job done. You know, that kind of a way. It's, the guidebook is, you know, really informative, small but mighty. But this, intuitively enough, will give you exactly what you need. You know what I'm trying to say? You don't have to overthink it. There's no real you can totally sit with these obviously and meditate with them and really dive into it. But if you're just looking for, like it says, simple, accessible, this is the deck. I absolutely adored the flying pig on this. It's you know, it's that saying, when pigs fly, isn't it? I love this Queen of Pentacles. It's one of my favorites. There's just lots of cards in this that I really love. I just love this deck in general, but yeah, it's the High Priestess. Yeah, this one just gets it. Gets the job done. There is really no need to explain this. Like, I love this deck, and I love the artwork, and I love everything about it, okay? I just love everything about this deck. So yes, this is the drip one that I would pick. So the next one is the Pourover. It's a deck you need to take your time with, but totally worth the effort. And for me, that is the Witch's Wisdom Tarot by Phyllis Curot, and the artwork is by Danielle Barlow. And oh my gosh, this is a deck that has kind of, to its own extent, its own system. But when I tell you, 1 second, can you see this? Okay, I'll hold it up a bit closer. That it is worth taking your time. Because I was slow on getting this, and then I watched Lisa Papez's video where she goes through it. Oh my god, I was like, I have to have it. You know what? To be honest, I don't think it takes much. If it's either Lisa Papez or Don Michelle, like, I'm going to buy it. Like, if they recommend it, I'm probably going to buy it. I mean, they have such amazing taste in decks. But I love this. There's something so earthy about this, and it definitely catches you in the feels. I have definitely felt like all the emotions. I do with all my decks, but I have different relationships with all my decks. I love that strength card. But yeah, that is my Pourover. It's definitely a deck you're gonna have to spend time with. It's not, you can absolutely read it intuitively. I believe, you know, any deck as such you could read intuitive, but you know, there's so much to that guidebook that you definitely, and the cards, like, I mean, you really want to sit with the cards. I was working with this deck last week, and I realized this isn't a deck that I can just do one card draws. You know, it's definitely something I need to do more spreads with and spend more time with, because there's depth and layers in this, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. And the major arcana are different because I believe it starts with the world and works its way backwards. So it is slightly different. So yeah, that is my Pourover deck. So for the next two, I've actually combined them together because this deck is kind of both. It's the Chai Latte, which is a deck that's well received and highly palatable. And then you have the Cappuccino, a deck that's classic, sophisticated, and maybe a bit fussy. And I was laughing because this is definitely this deck for me anyway. It's the Green Witch Tarot by Anne Mora, and the artist is Kiri Ostegard Leonard. I hope I pronounced that wrong, probably butchered that. But you guys know how much I adore this deck. This is definitely well received messages. It's so digestible, but for me, it's definitely classic. I know a lot of people probably maybe pick like the Rider Waite, but there is something sophisticated by this for me anyway. This is just personally my own opinion. But she can be fussy. For me, this has a very feminine energy. So she can be fussy. It's really kind of like, you're really asking me this question again. Honestly, you know, but this popped out for me so many times. So many times. It's always a deck when I work with it, I'm so slow on putting it away. I'm so hesitant to want to change because we're just best friends. But it is my well-received deck. Like, I love love the messages that I'm getting from it. It is just, oh, so well rounded, so well balanced. It just suits me personally. Sorry, I'm a bit tongue tied because this deck just means so much to me. I'm eager to get my hands on the Forest of Enchantment as well, because I feel like that would be so up my alley as well. But yeah, that's I've combined the two together because I feel like this is definitely the two. It was hard for me to pick a separate one because, to be honest, this does both. If I'm being honest, this kind of does a lot of the the coffee choices here if I had to choose. But I did want to change it up. I didn't want to just talk about just this deck. But I love this deck. I cannot express to you what this one means to me. I got it at the start of last year, and it's not that it only came out last year, it's been out years, but I was so slow in getting it, and I'm kind of like, why was I so slow in getting this? It's so, yeah. So that is the cafe latte and the cappuccino in one. The next one is the mocha. It's a deck that's rich, indulgent, and a bit extra. And I had to choose this one. This is Tarot of Mystical Moments. This is a very unusual deck. First of all, I do want to state. But it is so rich with imagery, okay? And it definitely is something that is, it's a bit, it's definitely on the different side. But it is extra. There is something very sassy when I use this deck. It is a bit extra. Like, there's the artwork. I love the guidebook. There's not too much details in the guidebook, right? But it's enough to go, okay, yeah, no, I hear you. So this is my mocha. It's definitely rich between like imagery and just the readings I've gotten from this one. It's like the artwork. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but like the vibrancy, it's quite a vibrant deck for me anyway. But it is extra. There's definitely a bit of sass with this deck. Does anybody else have this deck? Do you find it sassy? Because I certainly find it, you know, it is a bit extra for sure. For me anyway, definitely. I don't know what it is. It just has this different kind of an energy. It's you know what? I could nearly incorporate this one with the espresso because it does pack a punch as well. So yeah, that is my mocha. So the next one is the Cortado. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Sometimes I'm the worst with pronunciation. But it's a deck that's balanced and objective. And I actually picked an oracle deck. I know this is probably a tarot deck, but I picked an oracle because this is the one for me. So this is the Energy Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor. Most of these are mass market. Actually, I think all of these are mass market, so it's easily got. But this is so objective, okay? Not too gone in the backs, but you know. But this is so balanced for me. I think it's, you know, because I use it for client readings. I've used it myself when I've had certain situations that I needed clarity on. Or a bit of insight. This, just do not underestimate this deck. I feel some people overlook oracles. This deck is to the point, okay? She's not going to mess about. Absolutely not. And I don't find it fluffy. I know some people can find oracle decks fluffy. This is not. It's just, I love how balanced it is for me. It's like coming back to an old friend. You feel grounded, centered, connected after using this. So it is very, very objective. There's no favoritism with this deck. It will tell you as it is, whether you like it or not, and whether you pop that card back in and you reshuffle, it will give you the same card. For me anyway, so, you know. But yeah, I'm trying not to yap too much. So yeah, that's my Cortado. So the next one on the tag is the Con Panna. It's a deck that puts you in your place with a hint of sweetness, but with a hint of sweetness. And I do feel like that's my Green Witch Tarot. So I'm not going to show that again. So I'm going to move to the next one, which is the Chai Latte. Chai Latte, is that how you pronounce it? It's a deck that's warm, cozy, and nurturing. And for me, I know some people have like thoughts on like whether these are tarot or oracle or tarot oracle. I'm not sure. Toracle. But this is the Guardian Angel Tarot cards. I think this is an out of print deck. I'm not sure. You might be able to get it on eBay or something. If you are looking for it. But this is definitely a warm and cozy, nurturing deck. This is very much, and I've heard people say this, and it is their grandma deck, right? It's such a grandmother nurturing, like you have like the little images here, title, and then a blurb. And this is one that I just use just for one card, just to give me a pick me up, right? It is to nurture myself. It's to make myself feel better. Sometimes you just need that warm hug. It's like, now I'm not one for warm milk, but it's like that warm milk and cookies feelings. Do you know the way? Now I call my grandmother Oma because I'm Dutch. So it's like when I was younger, you go to Oma. You know the way you just go to your granny because you know your parents aren't gonna let you get away with it. So it's that warm grandma hug. So love this deck. So I am sorry that I'm showing a deck that's possibly out of print. I don't have many decks, if any, that are out of print, so I don't want to show, you know, I like people to be able to get any decks that I'm showing. So it's definitely warm and cozy. Hold your hand through the situation, like it'll get better, don't worry about it, you got this. You know, it's that real sweet, and sometimes you don't want that, but sometimes you really do. You really want that sweet, that sweet richness. So yeah, that is my Chai Latte deck. So the next one is the Matcha Latte, which is a deck that's an acquired taste or a bit unconventional. And this one came straight to mind. I think I've actually shown this once before. I don't show it all that often. It's my Starman Tarot. I'm hoping this fits in to frame. Yeah, this is my Starman Tarot. Of course, off the top of my head, I can't remember who the creator is. This is the limited edition one. I got this as a gift for Christmas a couple of years back, so it comes in this really, really big box. I'm trying to show you because these cards are massive. They're huge. This one is an acquired taste. It's very unusual. It's, excuse me, nothing like what I normally use myself or would pick for myself. But it works. I don't see many people talking about this deck. It's so unusual, okay? The artwork is strange. It is odd. It's out there. It's eclectic. It's very alien-esque, nearly. Outer-worldly. It's very unusual, okay? It's so strange. To the point where it is probably unconventional because it's not really Rider-Waite-Smith, but it is. It follows that system. But it's so unusual. Like, I know it's not everybody's taste. I can see that myself. It's not even something I would pick myself. But when I say I have used this, I have, even though it's very, very difficult to shuffle. I'm not even going to lie. It's very hard to shuffle because the cards are so big. But I know there is a smaller version or normal size version of this deck that you can get. But this reads so well. It shocked me. Honestly, it shocked me because I was like, well, it's nice to have to look at the artwork, and then I was slow because it's I don't know if you can still get them, but it was limited edition at the time because it came in the big box and there's, you know, the number what when you got them, whatever. But like it's so not in the same theme of what the usual decks that I would go for. Like I definitely have a more arty type style of decks, and like this is like, it's so strange. I have no words for it because, you know, I do look at this deck and go, why don't I pick it up? It is beautiful. I actually really do love the artwork. It's not for everyone, but I love it. I love the guidebook. I love the messages I've gotten from this. I'm like, oh my gosh. It just taps into a part of my intuition that I'm like, oh, okay, wow, chills. Like it's just unbelievable. There is real depth to this deck. I'm definitely actually going to use this again. I haven't used it in a while, and looking at it now I'm like, oh, I really need to work with it. It's so pretty, but it's very strange. But yeah, so that's my Matcha Latte deck. So we're on to the last three. So we're at the hot chocolate, and that is a deck that speaks to a younger version of yourself. And I haven't worked with this, I'm just 100% transparent. I haven't worked with this a whole pile. I got it, I've used it once or twice, and that's about it. But if I was to choose a deck that speaks to a younger version of myself, it would be the Kawaii Tarot. This is so cutesy. Like I can definitely see younger men absolutely loving this. This is adorable. They're the backs. They're so super cute. Hold on, I need to take a sip of my coffee. This would just warm your heart. I do feel this is a lovely, lovely inner child deck. I haven't, again, it's not a deck I see too many people talking about. I know there's, you know, it's very cutesy. It is, but I love it. I love the little animals. Like, look, little hamster and the kitty. I love cats. I have 2 cats. I adore them. It's just so cute. It reminds me very much of them Squishmallows. I just love them. But yeah, I can see like younger men absolutely loving this. This would be the cutest deck for her. But it does, there's something very comforting for that inner child. Like it just doesn't feel scary. Even the scary cards will say, you know, they're not so scary in this. I don't know, can I find any? Look at them lovers, they're so cute. But I was going to pick the Boo Tarot as well because I do love that deck. But I wanted to change it up. I'm trying to see. Of course, all these are sticking together now. But yeah, it's super cute. It definitely speaks to my younger self. So the next one was the Italian Soda, a deck that's fun, low-key, and not overly serious. And I do feel like my Kawaii Tarot kind of falls into that as well. So the last one is the Herbal Tea, and that's a deck that takes things down a notch or helps you unwind. And for me, that's another oracle, and it is the Sacred Rebels Oracle by, oh my goodness, I can't remember. It's not Lucy Cavendish. No, it's not. I can't remember. Alana Fairchild, I believe, is the creator. Oh my gosh, this deck is just, it's lovely. I actually brought it out last night to use, and the card that I got was just, I felt so relaxed. Like, I genuinely did. It just chilled me out so much. it made me feel seen, if that makes sense. So it's definitely a deck that, like, for me anyway, helps me unwind. That the guidebook in this is very, very detailed and exactly what one would be looking for. But it definitely just packs a punch too, but it for sure knew what I needed. But it does, it helps me unwind. So yeah, these are my coffee house decks. I know some of them I'm missing or I have the same. Thank you so much, Miss the Grey, for such a fabulous VR. It is absolutely fab, just well done. And I look forward to watching more of your videos. So thank you so much if you watched towards the end. Let me know which one of the decks that I showed is your favorite. Have you worked with them? You know the drill. And have an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will chat to you in the next video. Bye guys.